missile crisis strained relations between the USA and the USSR. Both countries were waiting to see who would be the first to destroy the planet, who was going to strike first. Well, eventually they saw that that wasn't a very good way to live, so they had a meeting. They met in 1964 under the Strategic Arms Limitation Talks, also known as SALT. The goal of the meeting was to reduce conventional weapons on both sides, basically to get rid of SLBMs, ICBMs, and the launchers for both systems. Ah, Mr. Nixon, welcome to Moscow.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Brezhnev.
Oh, it's my pleasure. We have prepared the treaty, and it is ready to be signed.
Huh. Okay, let's see here. A limited number of sites protected by ABMs? Okay, that's manageable. Halted production of both ICBMs and SLBMs? Yes, we had discussed this in prior meetings. Well, this looks good to me.
Yes, it is time that we take the steps necessary to prevent the nuclear obliteration of our world. Please, sign here. The purpose of the SALT II meetings between 1972 and 1979 was further disarmament. Countries were meant to stop manufacturing new nuclear weapons instead of only reducing the number that they could hold. Countries had been making bigger and stronger nuclear weapons so that they could then replace the smaller weapons that they still had. That way they could not violate any treaties, make a bigger nuclear threat, and still keep the same number. Eventually, an agreement was struck on June 18, 1979, between President Jimmy Carter and Leonid Brezhnev.
Greetings, Brezhnev.
Greetings, Jimmy Carter.
I'm glad we're finally meeting again after so many talks. We're hoping to make this a little more long-term, and eliminate things that are threatening our future security.
Very well.
I see that you have almost 1,400 launchers of ICBMs, and we only have a little over 1,000. We'd be willing to let you up your number of heavy bombers from 156 to 174, like ours, if you agree to reduce your launchers of ICBMs to 1,054.
Very well. Just as long as we are allowed to match your number of launchers of SLBMs with the MIRVs. As long as you also then reduce your launchers of ICBMs with MIRVs.
Okay, so you want us to reduce it this much in order for us to gain this?
Yes.
That sounds about fair. I'll take this back to my Congress and see what they have to say, but I think that any attempt to reduce our armament is a good solution.
Very well. I will be awaiting your response.
SALT II held such great promises for disarmament and detente that showed that eventual peace was an actual possibility. However, this completely crumbled with the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan. President Jimmy Carter and the Congress were completely outraged.
What was that, President Carter? The Soviets invaded Afghanistan? There is no way we can sign that treaty if they did that. That is a clear violation of the peace.
Brezhnev, it's Jimmy Carter calling. Invading Afghanistan? Who in their right mind would do that? It threatens to upend everything that we've worked for. It is clearly a threat to the peace. No, I'm not going to let you trample the rights of the people. What with you and your silence and the people who criticize you and your propaganda and your censorship, Those are the rights that our country was founded on. And you are insulting our entire country and the human dignity of your people. We will not tolerate this. In fact, we will be boycotting the 1980 Olympics and immediately placing an embargo on all grain trade because of the contempt that you have shown us. We will not support such a tyrannical country. If you want to talk to me, then you better straighten things out. Goodbye. Gorbachev. Our nations have been at odds for a long time. We have brought our own countries and sadly the entire world to the very edge of nuclear obliteration.
Yes, Reagan, it is time that we try to work this out. Disarmament is the only way for us to move forward.
How do you propose that we fix this issue? How can we bring this Cold War to a close?
Well, we could start to disarm. That would greatly help. No one needs hundreds of nuclear weapons when 10 will be enough to get the job done.
Ah yes, I agree. We should definitely cut back our nuclear stockpiles.
Good. Where do we begin?
First, we must cut back our conventional weapons and their delivery systems.
Very well. I say that we will not create new missile bases outside of our own country.
My hope is that in 10 years, we will have phased out our nuclear programs entirely. My wish is for full disarmament.
Now, about your Star Wars program.
Yeah, we were planning on testing it and deploying it, but just in case.
No! That is not fair. You could easily use your so-called defense system to launch missiles at my country.
We must always be prepared. You're not the only country with nukes.
You're trying to cheat me. You could easily turn it into an offensive weapon.
No, we would never do that. It's purely defensive.
Fine then. I'm not using my nuclear weapons. We are missing a historic chance. Never before have our positions been so close together. We have the opportunity to disarm and end this Cold War.
Well, I refuse to drop my defense system. I'd like to do that. I'd like to disarm, but I need to keep America safe. That is my duty and that is my top priority.
Very well. I hope, Reagan, that one day we will see the light.
I'm not ready to make nice. I'm not ready to back down. I'm still mad as hell and I don't have time to go round and round.
It's still unsteady. I am in repair.
Eric Honecker, Nick Kennedy, Berlin.
Our countries have had a strained relationship for a long time now. I believe it is time that we lay down our arms, because we can no longer deny the will of the people.
Very well then. Let us open this Iron Curtain.
Yes.
Praise the God of America and take down this wall! I miss my family, I have returned!